Okay, to be able to answer this question, first we have to know elite angles. Now, it's pretty much easy. If you know there are four quadrants here, which starts from 0 to 90 degree, 180 degree, then 270 degree, and then we are reaching 360 degree, and you can rotate the angle. So if you rotate anti-clockwise, your angles will be positive. However, if you rotate in the clockwise direction, it will start from negative angle, so it will be negative. -1, -2, -3, and here it will be negative 90 degree. Then when you go there, it will be negative 180 degree. Then from here it will be 270 degree, which is still negative, and when you rotate here, it will be negative 360 degree, and 361, negative 361, negative 360. So it will go on and on. So this is your first quadrant, whereas this is your second quadrant, this is third quadrant, and this is your fourth quadrant. So if you remember, add sugar to coffee, so you remember, you will be able to remember that in quadrant 1 all are positive, s, right? So sine, so only sine theta is positive in your second quadrant, sine theta. And of course the reciprocal of sine is, so which means I'm talking about 1 over sine. So 1 over sine is cosec theta, right? So cosec theta will also be positive here. Then you have this t stands for tan theta. Opposite of reciprocal of tan theta is your cot. So in your third quadrant, tan theta and your cot theta will be positive. And in your fourth quadrant, it is your c, right? C stands for cos theta, and when you find the reciprocal of cos theta, it is sec theta. So that's why in your fourth quadrant, cos theta and your sec theta will be positive. So that's this you need to remember. Now you have this table. So to build up this table here, so first write down the elite angles. So negative theta. Then next up is your 90 minus theta, 90 plus theta, right? Then 180 minus theta, you have 180 plus theta, and 360n minus theta, and also we have here, so basically I hope you have understood the pattern. 360n plus theta, right? So we are trying to cover up all the angles here. Now why n? What is the meaning of n? N is number of rotation. So if you rotate for once, it will be completing 360, but if you continue that, it will go up to 361, 362, and it will increase. So hence n is important. It talks about number of rotation. Now the next one is sine theta. So sine, okay, let's just write sine because the angles are all above in the row, right? So sine, you have cos, and you have tan. Make sure remember that when I talk about sine, I'm also including cosec. When I talk about cos, I'm also including sec, and when I talk about tan, I'm also including cot. Okay, so which quadrant will it fall if it is negative theta? So when you have negative theta, so like I said, negative starts when you start rotating clockwise direction. So from 0, your angle will be negative if you go downward, right? Clockwise direction. So when you start up, it starts with cos, fourth quadrant. So hence, only cos is positive. So here, so only this cos will be positive. So it will be cos theta only. Whereas your sine will have negative, so negative theta. Also your tan theta. So make sure you understand this case, okay? If it falls under that quadrant, only that will be positive, rest all will be negative. Now, I'm just here to let you remember this, okay? So I'm not going to prove this one. So I'll just be telling you how to remember it easily. So 90 and 90. When you have 90 and 90, make sure you alter the trigonometric function. So which means if it is sine, the opposite would be cos. If it is cos, the opposite would be, you have sine. And when it is tan, the opposite would be cot. So just remember this, and it works when it's what, when you see this 90 degree. So 90 minus theta, so 90 minus theta means, okay, so you have 90, right? So for sine, it will change to cos, so it will be cos theta here. But will it be negative or positive? Now 90 minus theta lies in which quadrant? So whenever you talk about the sine, you have to check which quadrant, because this will tell you which one is positive and which one will be negative, right? So to check out the sign, the positive or negative sign, you need to check out which quadrant. So 90 minus theta, so it's less than 90, so basically it will be quadrant 1. So quadrant 1, all are positive, so you just have to give all signs positive. However, because there is 90 degree, cos will change to sine, so it will become sine theta. Tan will become cot theta, and all will have positive sign. Similarly, 90 again, 90 plus theta. So 90 is there, so which means sine will become cos theta, cos will become sine theta, and tan will become cot theta. Now what about the sine? Okay, so for sine, which quadrant, right? So 90 plus theta, 90 plus theta means there is an extra angle added to 90, which means it is more than 90. More than 90 falls under second quadrant. So in second quadrant here, you have only sine and sine. So only sine will be positive, whereas others will be negative. And next up is 180 minus theta. Okay, 180 minus theta. So alteration is finished up with 90 degree, right? Now it's okay, sine it, just write sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. But when it comes to sine, check out which quadrants. 180 minus, which means 180 minus theta means it is less than 180. Hence, it will be still in quadrant 2. So in quadrant 2, sine, so which means others will be negative. Now same. Just write down sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. Now check out for the sine. Again, look for the quadrant. So 180 plus. So 180 plus means it is in third quadrant. This one is in third quadrant. In third quadrant, only 10 is positive. So which means rest will be negative. So only 10 is positive, right? Next will be negative. Now, next up is 360 and minus theta. It is less than 360. So, less than 360 means in quadrant 4. So, in quadrant 4, cos is positive. So, only your cos here is positive. Right. So, cos theta, you have tan theta, you have sine theta. So, only cos is positive. Hence, others will be negative. Then 360 plus means 360 plus will be 361 and all will be in quadrant 1. So you have sine theta, cos theta and tan theta. All will be positive. Okay, so this you have to have as reference. Now check out for a question. Now if I check for question 1 here, which says sine 194 degree. Now whether it is A, B or C, whatever, always try to remember that, okay, unless it is negative, first you need to check for sine. Now let me go up straight with A. So what you do is try to find ways to put this angle here, whatever that angle, trigonometric angle here has, try to change and put it in the elite angle form. So 194. Can this be written in other form? Okay, yes. It can be 90 plus some theta, which might be giving you 194. Or 194 can be also written as 180 plus theta, right? So if I choose the second option, 194 is, we can get 94 by adding 180 plus 14. If I want to choose 90 plus, it will be 90 plus okay, so 104. So your theta is 104. Now, which option would you like? Since they want you to get the angle in less than 45, the second option is best. So hence sine 194 can be also written as sine 180 plus 14. So I'm not doing nothing. I'm just trying to write this angle in a different form, right? Now, when you look at this pattern, it shows the same pattern as elite angle. So you have 180 plus theta. So this is as same as 180 plus theta. So for this, we knew that the answer is, so 180 plus theta for sine here is negative sine theta. So it is negative sine theta. Hence, this will be written as negative sine 14. So this is how you represent the function of angles less than 45. So if you punch negative sine 14, it will be the same answer as sine 194. Now, if we check for, like, let me take sine negative 1785. So you have sine negative 1785. Now, first of all, before you try to write this angle in a different form, let's try to solve this negative. So you have seen that sine negative theta is equal to, okay, so go back, sine negative theta is negative sine theta, negative sine theta. So which means this is as good as saying negative sine 1785. Now try to write this angle in the different form. So okay, you have 1785 as your number. Now which one would you use from elite angle? Of course, it's more than 360. So 360 times n plus theta, or it might be 360 times n minus theta. So try to check from your calculator which number would be possible. So if I have 360 times 5 is 1800. Okay, so that's a good number. So I have 360 times 5. Okay, so 1800 is more than that, so which means I need to subtract. So when I subtract 1785, I'm getting 15. Okay, so which means if you, this is giving you 1785. Right, so let me check once more. 360 times 5 minus 15 is equal to 7. Yes, correct. So which means this is a good option. Now try to do it 360 times 4, because we never know, right? So let me check. 360 times 4, it is 1440. Okay, what should be added to that is less than what I have, no? So which means I have to add 345 to get 3785. So similarly, which option do you think is best for me? It's obviously this one, right? So this can be written as negative sine 1785, can be written as negative sine, so 1785 is now written as 360 times 5 minus 15. This is same as sine 360n minus theta. So you know that 360n minus theta is, okay, 360n 0, 90, 180. Okay, so here 360n mush, so which is, okay, 270 and 360, right? So it's like fourth quadrant, add sugar to coffee for cost, so sign will be negative, so it's negative sine theta. Hence this will be negative, is already there. So for this here it is negative sine 15. So negative will become positive, so positive sine 15. So you have made it into small angle.